everybody, Adrienne here, and today I'm coming to you with hopefully the last Ulta haul for the 2018. I have had lots of Ulta hauls, but hopefully I'm wrapping it up. And some of the first products that I picked up from Ulta, some of them I ordered, some of them I went to the store. I got this Makeup Revolution Hyaluronic Fix Spray. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Hyaluronic Fix Spray. I have been trying to get this setting spray for about 6 months. Every time I go into my Ulta, it would be sold out. And I've never seen one in stock. It's always sold out. So I'm guessing this is probably a really good fixing spray. I'm really curious to see what it's going to do with the hyaluronic in it. That helps bind moisture and water content to the skin. A lot of the setting sprays, the second ingredient is denatured alcohol, which I really don't like using on my skin because it can break down the collagen and the underlayers of your skin. I don't think somehow that the setting sprays are quite as bad as when you have a high content of denatured alcohol in your foundation, but I do try to look out for that ingredient and stay away from it in my products because a lot of times if I'm using it on a consistent basis, especially like over a 2-week period, my skin tends to get out of balance and really dehydrated, and I produce a lot of oils. That's never happened with the setting spray, and I'm guessing it probably won't with this, especially since it does have the hyaluronic in it. But I'll be happy to give you guys an update in the future of what this is like. And also I have another Revolution setting spray, and I kind of want to compare them against one another and see if it really does make a difference having this ingredient in your fixing spray, since this is always sold out and hard to get your hands on. And sticking with more drugstore products, I also picked up the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I don't typically like loose finishing powders, but they do seem to be a necessity sometimes. And also I wanted to have a drugstore powder to use if I'm doing a get ready with me and I'm doing an all drugstore look and affordable products. And this is in the shade medium deep, and it's a number 30, so I'm anxious to use this. I've heard really good things about it, but I've never tried it, so I'm happy to get that. And I picked up some more drugstore products. I picked up some Lash Princess. I've had this Lash Princess before. To make my final thoughts on it though, I felt like I needed another tube of it. I kind of had mixed feelings about the first one, but I am insanely in love with this packaging, and it took me forever to finish the first one. And I also picked it up in the formulation, the False Lash Effect is what this one says. So I don't know if the formulation is going to be different or if it's just going to be a different brush. And this one's called the Sculpted Volume. So I'm happy to have those two mascaras. And I also picked up another orange Pro Conceal. I usually use this for my under eye before I put my regular concealer on. I was running low on it, so I picked up another one of these. And I did dip into this already, but I wanted this Morphe bronzer, and this is in the shade Showmance. And the reason I wanted this bronzer is I wanted to use it for work when I don't want a pop of color, but when I just want really glowy skin, but I don't want the highlighter. I like these type of shimmers to mix in with my bronzer for blush on the face as kind of a blush topper, or to mix them together, because sometimes I don't want actual color. I just want a really clean skin look with a natural glow. So that's why I got this Showmance bronzer from Morphe at, I almost said Sephora, but Ulta. And keeping with the theme of bronzer, I knew when I purchased this bronzer that I had no business buying it, and it's from Physicians Formula, and it's the butter bronzer. I'd always wanted a butter bronzer, and this is the deepest shade that they have, and I have opened it up, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the box again for you. If you guys have never smelled, I almost dropped that, a butter bronzer, they smell so good, but I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this. I might return it. Like I said, I wanted that really natural glowy tint to my skin, but I didn't want any glitter at all, and I didn't want it to look like highlighter. I'm going to take a big swatch of this on the back of my hand, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but this is what it looks like on my skin tone, and that's the deepest of a bronzer as they have. I was kind of hoping to use it right in here as kind of like a blush topper after I used the other two, the Morphe shades together. I thought this could kind of top it and give it another dimension of glow. I'm going to mix it together to see if we can see this at all. It smells so good. It smells like coconut. It smells like suntan lotion. and I don't think it's going to show any of the shimmers. It's not, it's okay because it's really natural. Looking the glow now. The only reason why I think I'm really not going to keep it is for a couple reasons. First of all, I think it's ridiculous that that's their shade range and that's considered a deep shade. It's kind of insulting. They really need to step up their color ranges and be more inclusive. And it just, I don't know. I just can't believe that that is called deep. And with the undertones of it, if I get any amount of sunlight at all, I'm not going to be able to use it because the undertone is not a warmer bronze shade. It is more like a cool to neutral bronze. So it's going to look ashy on my skin. So even though it smells really good and it could work right now, I think I'm going to end up returning that. And hopefully Physician Formula, I know they've got some foundation shades that they've gotten some deeper skin tone colors, but they really need to step up their game because their packaging is awesome. And ever since I was a kid, I've been attracted and fascinated by their packaging and their bronzers and wanted to pick up some of the blushes. And they have the prettiest compacts I've seen, and the shapes and designs that they do on their products are phenomenal, but they're not inclusive at all. And I really would like to purchase from them, so hopefully if anybody from that team ever gets word of this, please do something about your product line and make them more inclusive because all shade ranges like to wear makeup and your line just is not cutting the mustard. And sticking with more drugstore products, I picked up another NYX Mahogany liner. This is my favorite liner. Every time I go anywhere that has it, I try to buy it because sometimes when I'm low on it, they don't have it. So I always have 3 or 4 stocked up. I didn't really need it, but I bought it anyway. And I picked up another butter gloss, and I didn't take the shrink wrap off of it, so let me see if I can read this. This is in the shade Praline. I'm trying to get into more glosses and get out of some of the mattes for the winter, so my lips aren't as dry, so that's why I picked that one up. And I think I got some more. I got Striptease lip lacquer from NYX. Also, NYX is one of my favorite brands to buy lip products from. And this one is in the shade Stilo. I think it's Stilo is what that says in that shade. And I love mauve, if you can't tell, mauve to neutral shades. So I picked that up. And sticking with the theme of lips, some time ago, and I forgot about it, I got this from Ulta. They gave me this cute little bag from NYX with some lippies, and it was because I had purchased so many products, and it actually has product in it. And I've probably had this for 6 months and sat it somewhere and didn't realize it, and it's got a matte lip liner in the shade, I think this is, let me see, Copenhagen. Yep. And a Copenhagen soft matte lip cream, which I really like their soft matte lip creams for a matte lipstick. They do have some give to them. They're not like, you don't get that ring around the inside of your mouth. So the lip liner and the matte lip cream in Copenhagen. And it looks like a matte liquid eyeliner. So as much eyeliner as I've been buying lately, it's good that I found this, that I have it. So this is such a cute bag. And I think I might put it up in my room somewhere for decoration because it is adorable. So that, excuse me, you guys, is all that I got from NYX. And I also picked up a product from e.l.f. I'm so happy that Ulta is now carrying e.l.f. And it's Alyssa Ashley's lip gloss in the shade Nude Rose. So I was really happy to be able to support her in purchasing this, even though I typically don't like to wear lip glosses in the winter. Because as you can see me pulling the hair out of my face right now, I always have hair going wild. And it seems like it never fails. I've always got lipstick dragging through my lip gloss. But we're going to try this while I'm indoors. And mascara. I did pick up these Tarte. I bought 3 of them. My favorite mascara. I keep trying drugstore mascaras and hoping that I can get one that I like as much as this that's more affordable. But they did have a sale on these, and I think I got them for like $10 or something like that, $10 or $11. So I picked up 3 of the Lights Camera Lashes from Tarte. I was excited to have that. And I'm just jumping all over the place because now I'm going back to drugstore stuff. I have been searching for this Real Techniques blending sponge. I do not like to put on foundation. I don't know if it's because I've been wearing makeup for so long. I've been wearing makeup for, 30 some years now. So I'm like over the blending of foundation and all that. And if it doesn't get on fast, I'm about done with it. I do typically use kabuki brushes, different kabuki brushes to put it on, but I do like with some of my foundations, the heavier coverage foundations, to use a sponge, but it drives me nuts even when that sponge is damp and huge to keep just patting and patting and patting, and it feels like it takes forever to blend it out. So I'm hoping by the time I get this moist, I feel like one pat of this, because it ought to be about like a little, some type of softball or baseball or something. It's almost baseball size now, so hopefully I can just blend my foundation out really quickly with this, because some of my, like I said, like my Estee Lauder double wear, and I've got a couple other ones that go on pretty full coverage and sometimes need to be sheared down, so I'm hoping that this will do my face really fast. And in the summertime when I'm using some skin products, if I've got it off the shoulder and want some shimmer or some color on my neck and décolleté and all that, I may try this out also and let you guys know what I think of it for that. And I picked up some Makeup Revolution products. I got the jelly highlighter in the shade, what is this one? I thought it's the rose gold one. You know, it says prestigious on it, so I guess that's the name of it, but it's the one that's rose gold, and it's still got the shrink wrap on it, so I'm not going to be able to show the shade to you. Matter of fact, hang on, I'll be right back. I have to open this. I want to see. Okay, so we're going to open this. Oh shoot, now I'm really going to have to use it soon. It's got this. Whoa. Be careful here. Okay, I don't want to make a mess. I hope you guys can see this. This is what it looks like. I don't want to tip it too much because I don't want it to run out. And I am going to do a little swatch on my hand because there is some on this. So this is what this looks like. Let me see if I can't really shear it out. That's really pretty. It feels pretty hydrating too. I was going to say maybe it could be used as a eyeshadow topper, but I don't think I would go there with that. It definitely feels like a skincare product. I don't think it'll work well if you try to do that at all, because it's hydrating and moisturizing, kind of like a primer. It's got that glycerin feel to it. And keeping with the theme of Makeup Revolution, I did pick up one of their lip glosses. I don't know what they're calling these. I think they're supposed to be a dupe for Fenty Beauty's glosses, and I don't think, because I don't have my glasses on, maybe I'll be able to read this. Nope, I don't know. This is the one that's supposed to be kind of pink with the gold in it. I wanted the pink and gold one, so that's what this one is. And sorry that didn't come into focus well. I got a new lens, and sometimes it doesn't focus the way that I want it to. And I'm looking down for more drugstore products, and I guess I can include this in with the drugstore products. I was going to save it for last, but might as well get it out of the way. I went in and was walking around Ulta and did an impulse buy with this Morphe 35M palette. I had no intention of getting it. I had been seeing it online ever since it released, and you know, I was like, I kind of like the greens in there, but I don't think I want the palette. I'm not going to get it. And then I saw it and I bought it, and this is a new, harder, thicker, sturdier, better quality Morphe packaging. This is the best packaging I've seen them with outside of like the Jaclyn Hill and the 39A palette. And it comes with the little name sheet, and this is what the palette looks like. And if it looks used to you, that's because I have created a look with this palette. And I can tell you, unless you guys like ASAP, leave comments down below saying you want a look created with this palette, it is going back. I really don't care for this palette and did not enjoy working with it. And when I look at this palette, it's got a lot of these shades are not metallic, or shimmer shades. They are actually glitter shades. So I mean, I don't want a palette full of a bunch of different glitter shades. That just doesn't work for my lifestyle, and I don't want the glitter fall out all over. And it's just, there's a lot of things that are just a no about this palette. Like I said, I was mainly down here. I'm not really that excited about these colors. These did okay, but the amount of work that it took, as a matter of fact, there were 2 videos that I recorded with this look, and I disliked it so much that I deleted the videos. I don't even keep the videos and upload them for you guys. I do like a lot of these matte green shades. That's the only reason why I'm thinking about maybe keeping it, but I feel like 35 shades in a pan like this, with just this palette, I think having it in my collection would feel like a burden, because there's so many things about this palette that once I got it home that I just don't like and I would never use, that I don't know. I mean, I am kind of in love with this upper two rows and really like those greens and these type of shades, and maybe would be willing to work with them. But if nobody says anything and nobody wants to see anything, I may give this palette another week or two and then I'm taking it back, because I just don't even know that I want to put the effort into it outside of the green. So if you want to see this, please let me know. And I also picked up, I wanted a high-end foundation. I've been having some problems with some of the foundations that I've had once I get them home, you know, like I just talked about earlier with that fixing spray, finding out that they have denatured alcohol in them, which I've been really disappointed that some of the higher end foundations would even put that in their products when we're paying, you know, $38 to $50 some for a foundation, and you know they're putting something in it that's going to break down the collagen in your skin. I'm just flabbergasted that that's in any products, but you have to watch it when you're getting them, and you also want to know like how high on the list of ingredients it is, because it'll be more potent and active on your skin the higher up on the list of ingredients it is. But I picked up the Too Faced Born This Way. I've been wanting to try it, and I was so excited that Jackie and Ina extended the shade range, and I got this one in Butter Pecan, and it is the shade range that she created, this one, and I'm so excited about it. It is a perfect match for my skin tone, and it has a lot of yellow undertones in it, and it works really well for me. It's got lots of skincare benefits in it, and it seems a lot healthier for my skin than a lot of the other foundations that I've been using. And I have had this foundation for a few weeks now, and I did have to break into it because it's got a lot more hydrating properties in it. With me being in the Midwest and living in these cold, dry conditions in the winter and being in the heated furnace air over the winter, I was so happy to get a foundation that could add some hydration to my skin. I love all these matte foundations that have come out, but sometimes with the maturing skin, even if you have combination skin and get a little oilier in the T-zone, it is better to go ahead and get a more hydrating foundation and treat the areas that get oily with primer, and just, you know, maybe bake a little more and have your cheeks and the rest of your skin nourished, because my skin is not having the temperament of putting up with anything anymore. I don't know if it's just been exposed to so much stuff, but it really is a lot more sensitive the older I get, and ingredients will affect it and cause, well, it will infect it, because I will get breakouts, which is something that I never even got as a teenager. So trying to learn how to deal with the skin has been a lot of fun. Now I can finally relate to a lot of my clients when I worked as an esthetician, like what they were going through with the breakouts and the sensitive skin. And I'm looking down here, and I did get this for free, another free product, and it's the Clinique Take the Day Off. It's an eye makeup remover. It's a little travel size of that, and I'm really excited to have it because I've gotten a small bottle of the Clinique Take the Day Off cleansing oil, and I really like that. And I used my cleansing balm, and I was in love with that also. So I'm happy to complete the collection and let you guys know what I think of it. And I'm going to do a comparison on what I think of the cleansing oil versus the balm and all that. And so I'll get on using that product so I can throw that in also, because I sure wasn't planning on picking it up. So that was a nice surprise for them to give that to me. And keeping with the theme of eyeshadow palettes, if you guys watch my channel, you probably saw a month ago that I did a video of Bad Habits dupe for the Norvina palette, the Luna palette. And I said I was probably going to go get it, and I did it. I picked up the Norvina palette, so I'm excited to say that I have that. So now I can do a comparison of the two palettes, and I'm dropping the brush out of there that it came with. But yeah, this is what this palette looks like, and I think it's going to be really pretty. And the reason why I really wanted this is I really did like the look that the Bad Habit palette created. I just did not like the quality of the Bad Habit one on a regular everyday basis, and I found the look to be so pretty as something that I would wear on a daily basis, so I wanted it, and I wanted it in the right quality. But I do want to create another eye look besides the one that I did with the Luna palette. I want to get into some of the pinks with this palette, and I will probably do one eye of the Norvina and one eye of the Luna palette, creating a pink look with it, because I want you guys to see the difference in the quality in case you can't decide which one you want to get. I know sometimes it's fun to save money on stuff, but sometimes you do end up wasting money if you don't like the quality, and so I want to dupe that palette for you. And speaking of duping palettes, I did go ahead and pick up the Soft Glam palette, not just to dupe it. I do have, I think, 2 other palettes that dupe this palette, but I wanted it because I love Anastasia Beverly Hills formulation, and I knew that the quality of it would be different than the dupe eyeshadow palettes, and I did want to let you guys know what I thought of it, and it's that soft velvet packaging like all the rest of our packaging, and this is what the palette looks like. I have swatched a little bit in the corners of some of this, just messing around with it, but I've been trying to stay out of it, and I couldn't wait to do this haul for you guys because I want to start playing in this palette and creating looks. It is a really pretty palette, and I feel like they are good quality. I have never been upset by an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Even my Subculture palette I do love. And oh, I did want to let you guys know, if you are Subculture fans or were kind of iffy as to if you wanted to pick that palette up, I know it had a lot of controversy, but just 2 weeks ago at TJ Maxx, my TJ Maxx was full of those Subculture palettes. I think they were maybe like $19 or something like that. I'm not certain, but if you still wanted to pick that palette up, that palette might be at your local TJ Maxx, but I don't think they're going to carry it in a Sephora or Ulta or anything like that anymore, because I never see them anywhere I go, probably because of all the returns. They probably snatched them, but this palette and the Norvina palette, I'm excited to have both of them, and I feel like this is a palette that I could create everyday looks and go to work with this palette. And these colors here will build up, and they could create a, like they said, a soft glam look if I want one. And I like that I can also do pink looks with this and kind of bronzy looks and just flat out neutral looks. So I'm excited to have this and to be able to do all the dupes for you guys. And I really hope that you will, down in the comment section, some of these things, if you want them in a certain order and want to see them reviewed, just let me know so I know which palettes to start out with first. I'm just grabbing things and going for it because obviously I have a shopping addiction problem, which is going to slow down in 2019. As a matter of fact, by the end of this week, I'm going to decide if I'm committing myself to a low buy or not for the rest of the year, because I want to make quality content for you, and if I don't slow down with some of this stuff, I can't really take the time to get into it and test it adequately. So that's going to be my goal for 2019, and let me look down and make sure that I got everything. That is everything for this haul, and like I said, I'm going to make sure this is my last Ulta haul of the year. I probably will pop into Ulta sometime next week. Well, I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I have a December birthday, so I am going to go get my gift, but I think I'm going to take my husband in there with me and tell him, hey, look, don't let me buy anything, because I don't need anything else besides like maybe consumable things like cotton rounds, and maybe if I'm buying replacing lashes, because those don't last very long, and maybe a skincare product that I'd run out of. But I don't see too many makeup products that I would run completely out of anytime soon, especially since I have so many different ones already to try from different brands. So thank you guys so much for rocking out with me for part of this year, because I know I wasn't uploading during the whole year, and watching these hauls. I'm really excited to bring them to you. Also, some of this stuff you're going to want to make sure that you're following me on Instagram and on my blog, because some of the smaller products, I don't feel like, you know, maybe they need a whole video, but like these mascaras or something like that, like I said, I've been messing with this for a while, and I'm not really sure. I'm kind of getting to where I want to give my final thought on it, but I may just do a blog post on this, and I will leave a link to my blog and my Instagram, Facebook pages and stuff like that down in my description box, so that will be there for you guys to look at. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You're also going to want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a new video. See you guys soon.